As some of you guys probably know by now, I'm a practicing witch and pagan. And like a lot of witches and pagans out there, I have quite the collection of semi-precious stones and crystals that I tend to use in my craft. Some are for cleansing and protection, some I use for meditation, and some I have completely forgotten the names of as well as their uses, or I just have because I like them. But what about a stone that supposedly rids your life of everything negative that resides within it, allowing you to start fresh and make positive changes, but also bringing with it a shit ton of chaos? You all read the title to this video. Today, I will be talking about the notorious Tektite that has left some individuals reportedly in shambles. Moldavite. But Raven, I hear you all saying, I've never even heard of a Moldavite before. What is it? And just why does everyone seem to want it all of a sudden? If you've never heard of Moldavite before now, don't worry. I'd never heard of it before either until around 4 months ago. In layman's terms, Moldavite is a green space glass that was formed by an asteroid impact in Central Europe around 15 million years ago. And from what I've heard, it tends to be found namely in southern Germany and the Czech Republic. And it's not like this stone was just recently discovered either. The first pieces of Moldavite were found in the Moldau River in Bohemia in 1836, which is where its name derives from. And frankly, appearance-wise, the stone is kind of underwhelming to look at. So if it's not all that new and not really all that pretty, what's with all the hype all of a sudden? Why are people chomping at the bit, gnashing their teeth, and willing to pay premium price for a tiny chunk of space glass? Well, as the title of this video probably suggests, WitchTok and spiritualists alike started finding out about this stone's supposed properties. The stone has been revered for its ability to remove all the negativity that resides in your life, making room for new things to come in and replace it. It's been hyped up to be the ultimate cleansing stone that delivers fast and guaranteed results. Now, if you're someone whose life is a total train wreck like mine is, this might sound like a very attractive offer. However, what the internet would soon come to find out is that the sudden removal of this negative energy is not without a few hiccups, shall we say. Stop and think for a moment. What exactly is causing me some sort of negativity in my life right now? A job? School? A partner? A close friend? A group of friends? Maybe your family? Or what about your house? Or your car? Now, imagine those things going away, but going away in the most sudden, unexpected, and chaotic way possible. You get fired. School shuts down. You and your partner suddenly break up. Your friends cut you off out of nowhere. Your family cuts you off out of nowhere. You get evicted. Your car breaks down. Or you get into an accident where you're totally fine, but your car is totaled. That is the level of chaos that Moldavite is said to bring. Hundreds, if not thousands of people have already gone on to talk about their own personal experiences with Moldavite, and I've heard some pretty crazy stories over the past few months. But is there any truth to it? Does Moldavite's reputation as a cursed space stone actually have any weight to it? Well, that's kind of what I wanted to find out for myself. So, as a present to myself, for my birthday, I went out and bought my own Moldavite pendant. I, of course, told my TikTok followers that this was what was happening, and a few fellow witches and spiritualists gave me some pretty helpful advice. Basically, they just told me to mentally prepare myself and to take breaks in between wearing it. And what was the verdict? Well, I did get promoted as lead at my new job despite only being there for a month, but now I'm working 13-hour shifts every day during the week except for Wednesdays. That's it, really. But here's the thing. I have at least 3 years of custodial experience under my belt, collectively. I'm a very hard worker, and the 2 people that were ahead of me told my boss that they weren't interested in the promotion. So I like to believe that this promotion would have happened either way. I also kind of saw the overtime coming since I would be replacing the previous lead, who had just quit, so taking that lead position left my spot on day shift wide open. Either way, I would have had to work overtime until they found someone to fill that position. On top of that, whether you believe me or not, Lucifer, one of my deities, also had something to say on the matter. He broke it all down for me and said that, like with my own situation, a lot of the things that have happened to people after obtaining a piece of Moldavite were mostly just incidents waiting to happen, and that the stone really didn't have anything to do with it. At best, Moldavite could have given those situations a nudge, but chances are the events leading up to them had already gone into effect long before the Moldavite was even purchased. If you drive an old, junky vehicle, don't be surprised if it breaks down. If you have a strained relationship with someone, don't be surprised if they cut you off or you have to cut them off. Reevaluate the circumstances leading up to that situation, and you might find that it might not entirely be the Moldavite's fault. This sort of placebo effect is something that some witches and spiritualists fail to recognize. Not everything is a spirit, or a hex, or a sign, or caused by a 15-million-year-old stone. Sometimes it's just life, which is full of a lot of good and bad changes that happen suddenly and cause your life to be in a brief state of chaos for a moment. It happens. Just as well, some people have gone on to argue that the results you get from Moldavite also has something to do with the mentality you have when you buy and carry the stone. If you buy it thinking that it's going to bring all of this sudden change and chaos, then why would you be surprised when the sudden change and chaos starts happening? If you buy a Moldavite ring or a necklace thinking that it'd be a nice piece to add to your collection, then that's all it really could add up to. A nice piece in your collection. The mentality that I had when I bought my Moldavite pendant was, wow, this pendant looks really cool, and I want it. But I also hope that I'll get a promotion at the job I work at some point. And wouldn't you know it, I got a cool pendant, and I got the promotion. Yeah, I work 13-hour shifts 4 days a week, but it really doesn't bother me all that much. So what's my verdict on the whole WitchTok Moldavite hype that went on? While I don't want to invalidate other people's experiences with the stone, I'd highly advise those who are currently blaming all the changes and chaos they experienced on Moldavite to take a moment to think. Could it have been anything else? Are there any warning signs that I might have missed or chose to ignore? If you're a witch or a spiritualist, try looking at these situations from an unbiased perspective. See if there's a more natural explanation for the things that happened. If by the end you still want to blame the Moldavite, then fine, it was the Moldavite. Whatever. I cannot finalize that decision for you. If you're someone who's curious about Moldavite and you're thinking about buying a piece for yourselves, I really wouldn't right now. Prices for that stuff are still stupid high. A lot of people have been recommending Libyan desert glass and merlinite in substitution for Moldavite. Libyan desert glass has been said to do the exact same thing as Moldavite, only its effects are more gradual and less sudden. And I heard merlinite be described as being a literal sorcerer's stone. I might have to check that one out next, actually. Anyways, that'll be all for this video, you guys. Thank you for watching. I know this video was the least popular option on the poll I posted. How many of you guys thought this video was actually going to be another WitchTok compilation? Be honest with me. Let me know if you're an individual who's had any experiences with Moldavite in the past, and let me know what your thoughts are on this video. My name is BlueRaven666, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!